Today, we are joined by Venom Inc. frontman Tony Dolan, and what a pleasure it was talking to him. This guy is full of energy, full of passion, that's for sure. It comes across in everything he does. You know him mostly as a musician, but he's also done some work in Hollywood. He's done some acting. He was in a movie with Russell Crowe, a movie with Sylvester Stallone. But primarily
those would be Master and Commander, and then Judge Dredd.
Yeah, Judge Dredd.
Yeah, he was extra work. He was. He may or may not have had some talking points, but we're just trying to get you to fire up your favorite movie app so you can try to find Tony in the back. So
yeah. You know, it seems, when he's talking about the acting, I don't want to get sidetracked on the acting, but once you people get to watch and listen to him, you'll just see how quickly he's just a natural. He's just he's so easygoing and such a talker and so full of energy and so full of life. You could totally see him being an actor. And he's got a look. He looks like a classic Hollywood villain to me.
He's smart. He's smart.
He was so much fun. We learned all about his beginnings, the band Atomkraft, part of the new wave of British heavy metal back in the late 70s, going into the early 80s. We learned that he crossed paths with Kronos from Venom all the way back in those days when they were barely out of their teens. So there's some interesting parallels there. Of course, Tony then stepped in for Venom, for Kronos, and became the frontman of Venom. And then, of course, that morphed into Venom Inc., which is where he is today. He's gearing up for a tour. He'll be in America by the time you hear this and watch this episode. It'll be just weeks away, I imagine. So keep an eye out for Venom Inc. on the road in North America. But what a great guy. This is one of those episodes where Jason booked the guy. I didn't have a whole lot of background on him, and what a lovely, 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 interesting, cool guy.
Yeah, he's the coolest. I was actually introduced to Tony years ago at Come and Take It Live here in Austin on a Venom Inc. tour. A friend of mine, Killjoy, front person for Necrophagia, who has passed on. I was pen pals with Killjoy for years and years since the early 80s. And anyway, he was partially instrumental in bringing Venom Inc. over. And this has been years ago now, but I'll never forget meeting Tony Dolan, because I thought the things that you're saying and realizing today after hanging out with him, I noticed in a 5-minute chat with him.
Sure. It's apparent right away.
Yeah. And incredible what he's done with Venom Inc. and keeping those songs alive, and fucking legit. It's legit. He sounds amazing on the Venom material. He's made records with that lineup as Venom Inc. And he just has a lot of passion for all things Venom, as well as just music and art himself. Huge thanks go out to Sean at Laughing Monkey Music for turning me on to Tony's email address and ultimately getting him on the show. So thank you very much, Sean. We are forever in debt for that.
Yes.
And Tony was great today. Please, everyone, enjoy this episode as much as we did. It's probably one of my favorites, and a great way. Today is the 29th of December. And so you'll be watching this episode in 2025, and this may or may not be probably our third episode of the new year. So please enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. Tony Dolan today on the Talk Louder podcast.